Welcome to Tabletop Tavern. Now, if I was to describe this game, it is like a board game roguelike of Total War. The gameplay is all based around moving your units and fighting real-time strategy battles with a pause feature, just like Total War, but also moving around the board, picking up gear, raiding settlements, or doing deals with them, going to the shop, or doing events based on dice rolls, and they very often don't go my way. But the battles are where the meat and bones of the game is. You will recognize a lot of these fantasy tropes, fantasy armies that feature within this game. It is very cool, very generic, but light versions of what you would expect in Total War Warhammer 3. Very fun. I love to see that they have both auto-resolve and fight in this game. So as you can see here, I come up to a town garrison and I decide to not raid this town while I'm weak, but later on I'm going to run in there and totally sack the town and pillage my way to some gear and gold. But as you see here, you will recognize this if you are a fan of the Total War series. You've got your setup, but including this, you also have these decks you can buy to buy new units. It's quite random. They have a cool wish list roadmap on the back menus where you can see the possible upcoming factions. You might recognize them from Total Warhammer inspired universe. It's definitely very inspired by the Warhammer old world. Here I am doing a playthrough of the whole demo at ×6 speed so I can show you what this game is like, guys. Here I'm just stacking my army with some cheap units and prestiging a few of them. I come across an event and it doesn't quite go my way. All familiar battle setup scene from Total War Warhammer. Really cool to see this. My strategy personally is to totally stack up ranged damage. I used to do this with the Dark Elves in Total War Warhammer 2, and it's good to see that they have some deep wood rangers, they are called here, that you can be and really rain the arrows down on the enemies. But you can pause and set up diversionary tactics, kite the enemy around. The AI is reasonably good for an early release 0.9 demo like this. I've certainly had fun playing the game, but I feel like there's a lot more balance and units coming around. Really cool and quirky. You can look around the battlefield and you will see the tavern setting that you are based in and the map that you are playing on. It's more like you and your pals have gathered in the tavern to play a game of tabletop warfare rather than it being a game setting. I really like that. That's cool, a pretty original idea, and I love the roguelike choices that you have at the end. Personally, I like to stack gold at the beginning. And here I'm about to get some more units for having more units. There I was able to flex my authority by having 8+ units in my army. Early on, like I said, it's really good to just flesh out your army with cheap units, specializing in either strong melee really up close or really powerful long-ranged units that can fire from the word go right at the start of the map. But later on you will see that you can also conscript enemies that you have defeated into your army. So that is a great way to get the Dogs of War feel, to get the auxiliaries, the hired sellsword feel into your army. So you could conscript some greenskins, some other human races, maybe even a giant, or they also have an undead section that will appear later, so we're going to see some of those units. Might get to conscript some of those units in the full build. But I love to pause the game just at the start like you would at Total War Warhammer 3. I don't know if you guys are against pause pigging. I don't know what we call it. Save scumming, what's the equivalent? But here I love to pause it and really work my way through. Here I'm going to abduct or, convince this giant to fight on my side. I've never used one before, and I do take some more specialized loot to give me the bonus for this boss fight here. If I place my units inside this circle, they get a range bonus, which really does benefit me as a ranged focused army. So we're going to just tie up all of the enemy forces, and one by one, using my Doom stack of archers, 4 archer units here, I'm just going to focus each unit singularly, and you can see my guy folding his arms in success as we finish the final part of the map. Now really the demo does end here. You get to fight one more battle against the undead here, and you will see that they are quite a bit stronger than the enemies on the previous map, as you would expect, but the demo will end here, and you will then be able to go to the menu, see what you've unlocked over your playthrough, and choose a new character if you haven't already unlocked him. So there's quite a few playthroughs worth doing even here on the demo version, but go and check this game out. It's Tabletop Tavern. Wishlist it on Steam and they'll start adding more things to it. It's like Total War Warhammer but light version. It'll run on your potato computer. There's already been an update since I downloaded this last week, so go and check it out, lads, and I'll catch you on the next one.